Guys, welcome to the 90th episode of Unraveling the Knots. Oh my goodness, guys. Can you believe it? We are 90 episodes strong. Yes, 90 episodes. I didn't stutter. For our returning listeners, you guys already know you are the best. Unraveling the Knots is our baby, where we explore all things hair and the layers identity embedded into us through our hair. And if you're new here, a very exciting welcome to you. This is your personal invitation to listen, learn, and love on this episode. And when you're done, check out our past episodes. We have 90 episodes now. Did I mention that before? Did I? But seriously, we talk hair deep. Think hair care, politics, culture, and the list goes on. And if there's a topic you'd like us to share, we'd love to hear from you. Send us an email at utkinhair@gmail.com. or simply DM us on Instagram at UTK Podcast. I'm your host, Ganiat, beautypreneur, project manager, and a creative at heart. Today, we're actually switching things up. We're doing something we have never done. For the first time ever, we have a male guest, and not just any guy. We're chatting with a Nigerian screenwriter and director, popularly known as Story Priest, who grows his natural hair while telling emotionally grounded and culturally rooted stories in film, TV, theater. And by the way, he's also a poet. Story Priest specializes in genres including drama, thriller, fantasy, comedy, and horror, with some of his work featured on Amazon Prime, African Magic, Rock Studios, and the African Movie Channel. He has also received nominations from the Septimus Awards, Film Joint Awards, Ibadan Indie Film Awards, and most recently in 2026, AMVCA. I just have to say this too. Story Priest also has a thing for making award-winning socially conscious and visually restrained films, including Isekonu and 2070. Please welcome Emmanuel Adejo, aka Story Priest.
Thank you very much. That was such a beautiful introduction. Thank you for having me on your amazing podcast.
Thank you.
Hope I'm able to share insights and thoughts.
Awesome. Okay. I'm actually so glad you're here after many weeks of trying to find time on your calendar. I have to say though, our mutual friend Lani, when I was trying to look for somebody to interview on the podcast, he recommended you. And I saw a picture of your hair. I have to say your hair is actually interesting. And that's just the start. Because today we're talking about hair, self-expression, and storytelling. So Emmanuel, are you ready?
Yeah, I am pretty excited. Because this is the first time I'm getting the chance to talk about my hair and what it means to me. A lot of people just think it's, he just grows his hair because he wants to. But it means there's a lot of deeper layers to why I grow my hair and what it means to me.
That's great. I'm really excited about this conversation. I want to hear your thoughts, especially when it comes to hair. Before we go deep into today's conversation though, let's talk about your own hair journey. What influenced your choice to keep your hair, and how has it been for you personally?
So I think I've been growing my hair for 2-3 years now, fully. And one of the biggest reasons why I grow my hair is, I tell people, my hair is an expression of my kind of art. And my kind of art is to be free to not fit into the box, to question what needs to be questioned, to create moral complexities and create the kind of art that has you reflecting on like deeper layers of life and all of that. So for me, I started growing my hair because he externalized that kind of expression for me, the ability to be able to step into a place and not want to conform to expected looks or expected standards to what a man should look like or why a man shouldn't grow his hair and all of that. So all of those things are the reasons why I grow my hair. For me, it's an expression of my kind of art and an externalization of how I feel and how I see the world.
And how has that been for you, growing your hair? Because I assumed until 2-3 years ago, you didn't necessarily keep your hair long. Was that the case?
I used to cut my hair very low.
Mm-hmm.
And a huge part of it was the whole, you stay with your parents, you're still in school, and you kind of have to conform to their rules and all of the Nigerian parent thing. But the moment I got the chance to be away from that, had them understand that my hair is important to me, I think everybody just adjusted to it. And has it been for me? On the good side, it's doing all the things I wanted to do for me. People see my hair and they go, oh, that's a lot of hair. What does your hair mean to you? And all of that. I've heard someone say, oh, you look exactly how I imagined you look. Like your hair matches your name. It gives you a persona, an expression that you don't even have to say a lot. And you just get that you're creative. And that's a good thing. On the other side, sometimes people don't take you seriously. Especially when you grow hair, they feel like you are just being rebellious for rebellion's sake. There's no other reason why you're growing your hair. And so that journey has been like a balance of the good and the bad for me, really.
Wow. No, I appreciate you sharing that. I think usually when people think about certain decisions we embark on or certain things we decide we want to do, it's easy to focus on just the positives or the negatives. I like the fact that you were able to talk about like your complete experience in that regard. Many of our listeners are used to seeing women navigate natural hair. How has that actually been for you as a man?
First of all, as a man, when I started growing my hair, I really did not even know what to do about it. I knew the basic that my hair needed a lot of moisture, and that was what I was doing until I found out that for my kind of hair, I need products for it to keep it very soft. And I literally know. And I had sisters who also have natural hair, but it happened that the period when I started growing my hair, I was already away from home and there's no one I could easily ask like what I should do with my hair or how to take care of my hair. So I just let it grow out. I washed it, I dried it out. And that was how it started for me. So as a man, it was very difficult to be able to find out ways to grow healthy hair. But when I clocked it and I figured it out, it turned out to be pretty smooth. It turned out to be pretty smooth and pretty, like the process of taking care of the hair for me is like, is very important to me, but I also see how it comes off to other men, or especially when I like want to buy hair product or we're like in a space and I kind of like bring out my hair stuff and they're like all that kind of attention for your hair. Yeah. Sometimes it takes away from how people see you. Like they like, for a woman, when you show up with well cared hair, it's this person really takes care of herself, and it's a plus for you. But as a man, oftentimes when you show up with like really well taken care of hair and really healthy hair, it's like, how much time do you have on your hands that you're spending a lot of time taking care of your hair? And that assumption is what you kind of have to struggle with the first few minutes when you step into a room with like strangers. You're like, oh, what's this guy about? What's his hair about? Like, it gets a lot of attention. And then
a lot of negative attention, sadly.
negative attention most times. But when it gets the good attention, it's really the good attention. And but the spaces when you step into, and they're like, a lot will now rely on what you have to say to now prove that you're not just hair, you're not just rebellion. You kind of bring value to the space and all of that. And when you don't meet up to that expectation, they're like, oh, it's just hair, nothing there.
Oh my days, that's so unfortunate. And I think it does happen. Like, it's interesting how that's the case for men when it comes to hair. And I'll probably say like that's the case for women when, for example, it comes to being very pretty, the pretty currency. So if you're just pretty and you can't say much, right? You get that stereotype.
Yeah.
Or like it's your prettiness or beauty that got you here. I wouldn't have thought about that for men, but I think you're right. And it's sad because having neat hair for a guy, for me, I feel like it's a beautiful thing. It means like you take care of yourself, right? You do value yourself. And yeah, hair is just one aspect of you. There's more to us than like our hair, the way we look, our aesthetics. But yeah, wow. Okay. So then, and I think this question is actually going to be tied to the concept of perception we already discussed from my previous question. So I feel like compared to 10, 15 years ago, it wasn't really, should I say, socially acceptable, right? For a man to rock longer hair back then, whether it was natural or not. But that has changed. Have you faced stereotypes or unexpected reactions as a man with longer hair? And how did you respond to them?
So yes, there's a lot of that thing in Nigeria. And sometimes it helps that I am in Lagos, because in Lagos, everything like, to an extent, there's a lot of people, a lot of men with hair in Lagos. And so Lagos is a place for expression in terms of fashion and all of that. So it's not strange here.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had the opportunity to also stay far north, which is a place where having full hair is strange. And at that period, I was doing my NYC in Katsina, which is a core northern state.
Yeah.
And there were days where I'd have to like press my hair all the way down. I have to like wear a cap tight enough to like make my hair look like it's very low and all of that. So I don't get the unnecessary question of, well, why is a man's hair like that? That's not culturally appropriate. A man should not be keeping hair and all that.
Did you actually have somebody approach you and question why you had long hair?
Well, so like I said, I did a lot to ensure that my hair was very low. Okay. But I did have a situation, because you know how NYC, you have to like, I got an extra job as a teacher in a school.
Mm-hmm.
And with all I was doing to keep my hair low, I still had like the vice principal call me and tell me that your hair is too high. Like it wasn't even to this point yet. It was like I was trying to get it as low as possible. And they'll tell you that, oh, your hair is too high. And you know that you're teaching students here. And there's a way we see men who keep their hair in these parts of Nigeria. So you have to like lower your hair. So I've been cornered into a situation where I now have to like now go lower my hair. I also moved to Ogun State at some point, and I remember I was teaching in a school where they had a PTA meeting, and one of the parents was complaining about my hair. I'm like, am I a great teacher? Am I a good teacher? Yes. So why is it my hair that is the problem? And I think one of the parents there, which is an interesting thing, I didn't even have to say anything. One of the parents there also had to defend me and say, oh, he has background in theater and performance, so his hair is some form of expression for him. Which was an interesting thing, because I had just assumed that the older generation have a way of seeing people with hair. That's so to be in a space where an older woman is the one who defends the younger guy with hair against an older woman who is complaining that the hair doesn't come off as you're a serious teacher and all of that. So yeah, that experience very, also, for stereotypes, yeah, the normal when you get pulled over by the Nigerian police.
Oh man.
The first thing they look at is your hair, and that already puts you in the category of you're serious with your life.
Yeah.
Therefore, you are either into fraud or you're doing something questionable, and that would now have them respond to you with extra checks or unnecessary questions. What do you do for a living? Where are you coming from and all of that? So there's that social policing stereotype, which is a thing. And then there's also the cultural stereotype, which is every time I go back home, which is like, I stay in Lagos, but I come from Kogi State.
Okay.
Yeah, I come from Kogi State. When I go back home, the difference is very clear to how people respond to your hair. Well, there are men who grow their hair where I come from in Kogi State, but they also get the same treatment as me, which is questions. Are you sure you're serious? Are you sure you're going to, are you sure you're serious with your life? Are you sure you're going to get married? Like, this one is not serious about getting married here. Wow, that. So there's that. There's always that. And there's also the religious one.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes when I'm in Kogi and I go to churches, there's a way they look at me because of my hair.
Oh man.
But in Lagos, it's not like that. It's not like that. People, I think I'm most comfortable when I'm in Lagos. The churches don't react that way because there's a lot of shift in terms of thinking as regards these things, modern day Christianity. So they don't react that way. And in churches, in Lagos, I feel very comfortable because there's always a question of, oh, your hair is so nice. Your hair is, as opposed to, why does he have hair in other parts of Nigeria when I travel?
Yeah, that's really interesting and fascinating. So basically, as a man in Nigeria, your location affects your reception when it comes to the fact that you're growing your hair, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And it's also sad. I feel like some of these stereotypes that you highlighted, people tend to think that a man with longer hair might be irresponsible, which is not the case. Because you could have shorter hair and still be irresponsible, right?
Yeah,
you could look prim and proper and still be irresponsible. Wow. Okay. So I'm glad you actually shared your experiences. And it's nice to hear how I guess for Lagos, people are actually more inclusive and open when it comes to how people express themselves. That's really cool. I also wanted to ask you, for our listeners that are focusing on self-acceptance, what role has your hair played in building your confidence?
So it has helped me build my confidence because when I show up with the expectation of people are going to want to know what your hair is about. And you are not going to let them down. You're going to deliver on what your hair and how your persona and how you see your art. So oftentimes when I get into conversations with people as regards my crafts, and it always ends with, oh, I see why your hair is the way I see why you style your hair the way you do.
Okay, that's cool. So I'm going to shift gears a little bit. And I'm just going to disclaim here. I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but I have heard and noticed in some instances that guys can be oblivious to certain things. I don't know if it extends to hair care, but I'm just curious. Do you know your hair type?
So like I said, when I started off, I didn't even know that there was something called hair type until my constant trip to the salon, because I like to go wash my hair in the salon. I wash it myself, but sometimes I go wash it in the salon so I can just have an expert tell me what the state of my hair is and what I should do differently. And that's when I got to find out about the conversation about hair type. Yes, they say my hair is fussy, and I believe my hair is fussy because it's very thick, very dense, and very it shrinks a lot. And it needs a lot of moisture. So I didn't start off knowing that there was a thing called hair type. I had to find out about that in the process of growing my hair.
Okay, high five. It's like you are in the know of terminology when it comes to your hair. So I'd like us to get practical now. What does your hair care routine look like?
Okay. So like I said, a lot of moisture, constant, in the morning and in the night. I spray my hair with water.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a particular leave-in conditioner I was using
Yeah.
that I constantly used for my hair to make it soft. And until recently, I got hooked onto the Lush hair leave-in treatment. That's pretty good. So that's what I started using.
What did you
He also Lush hair. Lush hair has a product for
Lush hair? Okay.
Yeah. Is also the hair food, which helps my hair smell nice and shine, and looks good. And there's also one called the methylated scalp treatment for when your hair gets itchy all day. So I apply that once in a week, but the other ones I use daily.
Daily. Okay. So So I'm assuming you don't actually plait your hair. Is that the case?
I do sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I do all backs and I twist. I don't like the complicated hairstyles, just the very simple ones.
Okay.
That I can easily take care of. But I like I'm currently on my Afro look, which is what I like the most.
Why do you like the Afro look?
Because again, he aligns with why I wanted to grow my hair in the first place, which is freedom for it to take shape and form the way it wants to form. And again, the all backs and twists, they are great, but they don't give me the feeling of freedom as much as the Afro look does. So I've been on the Afro look for, I think, a couple months now. I think about 6 or 5 months. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's interesting. When I think about all back and I guess twists, for me, it's a way to make my hair routine easier, right? But it's interesting that your perspective of how you see Afro is a way to just help you feel free, essentially, and just see how your hair can, I guess, show up, essentially. Okay. So then I was also going to ask you, as a person in the film industry, I'm probably guessing your work involves a lot of traveling. And traveling can really mess with anyone's hair routine. I was going to ask, how do you cope with that?
So I think I constantly travel with my hair products. I hate the days when I have to cover my hair because it now shrinks it. Like days when I have to maybe I'm shooting in a dusty area and I have to wear a cap to cover the hair and all that. And it shrinks the hair so badly. And when I get home, I feel very bad for my hair.
Why do you feel bad for your hair though? What do you think shrinking means when it comes to hair?
I mean, not in terms of the size of it shrinking, but I think my hair kind of have it has a persona, and I like to treat it as a person, as a thing with feeling. So imagine having to be covered all day because of dust and all that.
Oh, okay.
And sweat and all of that. And then putting a head warmer over it or a cap over it. When you get back home, you now have to stretch it out and give it time to breathe and all that.
Okay.
So I have to travel with the product to be able to get it back to what it should look and feel like. But those are the days when the twist and the all backs come in very, very helpful. Because, and those work an all back and it wouldn't be so bad to put a cap over and all that.
Okay. That's cool. Now, I wanted to get your sense for people's reaction towards growing hair. So for men thinking of growing their natural hair and parents of young boys hesitant to embrace longer hair, what would you tell them?
I'd say yes, even though the most popular way to approach your hair is as a fashion style or statement, or as a trending thing, I think it would help a lot if you see it as a way of expressing yourself and not just aesthetics, a way of expressing your kind of person, your kind of art. So it's not just it's just cool to keep hair, but you have a reason that is true to you for why you're wanting to keep your hair and how you style your hair.
I agree.
To older generations and people, I'd say having a full hair has nothing to do with whether you're irresponsible or not. They need to be able to let their children understand that when you say be creative, be free, be artistic, it applies to everything, including your hair and how you show up and how you express yourself. Because you can't constantly tell a child to dream and then you put small restrictions to how they see themselves and how they should express that ability to fly. And hair inspires a lot of people. It inspires a lot of people because I know that I've showed up in places where people say, "Oh, my next character is going to have your kind of hair." The next thing I'm going to write about, the person is going to have your kind of hair, and that makes me feel good because in my own way, I've been able to not just express myself but also inspire others to express themselves. So I'll say define your hair beyond it being aesthetics. Make sure it's a part of your expression. And that parents learn to accept that when you say be expressive, be creative, be artistic, that applies to everything, including hair.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point that you bring. We're not just our hair, like our hair doesn't tell everything about us, right? It's a part of us, but it doesn't necessarily speak to who we are completely, right? But I think there was something that you said that I wanted to flag. You said that we shouldn't restrict children, for example, on small things. So I think small things in this case would be hair. But we can't, you don't restrict kids because, I don't know, for me, I was a kid, right? There had to be certain restrictions for certain things. Otherwise, we just realized that a lot of us would just go wild, right? So I just wanted to flag that because I don't want our listeners to think that you're just saying, just enable your kids anyhow.
No, that's not what I mean. I think the proper way to put it is, I think the proper way to put it is, I think how you treat your hair as an adult would create the proper context for how your child would understand hair too. I think one of the ways I want my child to understand hair is it being a thing of beauty, a thing of character, and a thing of expression, as well as pride. Because there's historically a lot of people tell you that African hair is too dry, too coarse, too thick, and all of that. But those things are things that should add up to what the pride of an African is. Because we are the only ones who have our kind of hair. We are the ones who understand our kind of hair. So the context is not let kids run wild with their hair. It's be expressive enough with yours so they can take from you an understanding of why there is a thing of pride and culture and expression. So it's not that's why I said, it's not the cool trends, what is trending. Yeah. It's I think, because for me, I think my children will see my hair and be like, this is not about trend or it's about his persona, his expression. And that's how I want them to see it. And if they don't see it like that, it's also fine because expression can be one way. So yeah, that's what I meant by that.
No, awesome. I think that's such a powerful reflection / reminder. Yeah. So now, switching gears, your work has been recognized by many. I mean, awards and features on Amazon Prime. Does your hair or personal appearance influence your storytelling?
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah. Because I remember showing up for a workshop once and someone said, "Oh, you look, your hair and how you look is exactly how I imagined a story priest would look like." And so it's like my hair has a dramatic look to it, dramatic feel to it, especially when I'm wearing the afro. So that helps me create the idea of my art is my person and I live my art. So when I show up in spaces, people are fascinated about my hair and they want to hear what I want to say. They want to hear how I approach storytelling.
Yeah.
And when they see that, oh, he approaches his hair the same way he approaches his film, the same way he approaches his writing, then I think it makes people understand that art for me is an extension of life all around, including hair and everything else, hair passion. So it's all of that adds up to how I want to be seen as the story priest. So that has helped me in a lot of ways. Because I've also heard people say, if you don't know his name, just describe him as the guy with the crazy hair. And yeah, so that also, in its way, is a compliment because there's something to remember about me every time you meet me, or if you're meeting as a new person.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. So basically, like, your hair has been a source of inspiration for you to write. I was also going to ask you, have you actually chosen a character in any one of your work? Like, based on the way you're growing your hair, based on the way you keep your hair? Have you had a character reflect your actual hair type or the way you style your hair based on the fact that this is how you keep your hair?
Yeah. So I'm writing something which is a character who is very attached to his hair. He gets to cut it when he loses his fiancée, which was a thing of bonding for both of them. And in a way, it's a reflection of myself in how I see my hair. So yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. So one thing that I noted from your bio is that you love telling stories that are culturally grounded. Why is that important to you as an individual and as a Nigerian?
Yeah, I am. I think we are the core of us as artists is to express the cultures that shape us and the realities that we exist in. So I like to tell stories that are very close to home. Home being where I come from, or Nigeria, or stories that reflect the realities of that time. Stories that position us Nigerians or Africans or Igala by tribe as people of great culture, immense artistry, people of music, of love, capable of amazing beauty. It's my way of doing my part to remind us of how much beauty existed in our cultures and how much beauty exist in the understanding of our culture and in the understanding of ourselves as a person. I really like my roots. I like that I speak my tribe. I like my Igala name. I like the sound of my language. I like the food. I like the music. I like the poetry. I like so everything that makes up my cultural society is what I want to infuse into my storytelling and my films. And that is very, very important to me.
Wow, that is truly remarkable. I don't think I've met an Igala person. And I'm just going to like move on a tangent right now. So how do you say hello in Igala?
You say highly, which is hello is like, well, we don't have a word for hello. So the closest thing would be, highly, which is how are you? Or,
Highly. Okay.
Olodu, which is good morning, or Agba. Agba means well done.
Agba.
You can say well done. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So I'm learning Igala gradually. I was also going to quickly mention, so you did talk about your experience doing NYS in Katsina. Oh, and by the way, NYSC is like the National Youth Service Corps. You do this when you graduate from university in Nigeria for a year. It's like a national requirement. Were there any experiences that inspired you to write a story from NYSC in any of your work, basically?
Yeah. I have a story I'm working on that is it's an Hausa love story, which is based off my experience in the North. Because I think we have a bad way of representing each other, the media in Nigeria. Because when I got posted to the North, everybody was like, what are you going to do in the North? Once you get there, they will hate you. They will not like you and all that. And I usually arrived in the North at about 12 a.m.-ish.
Yeah.
And the nicest person I met took me all the way from the park to the camp and made sure I was all right. And this is someone that did not know me from anywhere. This is a Hausa speaking Muslim keke driver who took me all the way. I was short of cash.
Yeah.
Because I arrived very late. There was no place I could get cash. He said he would come back the next day to get his money. And he came back to the camp the next day. And I'm like, yeah, so it's not always how it's portrayed in the media chats. The moment you're Christian and you're another tribe and you go to the North, the hostility will be crazy. Like I had a really amazing time in the North. I like world most I talk about my experience in Katsina. It's like, apart from like the stereotype of the hair and all of that, I really enjoyed my time in Katsina. I really did. I really did. Wow. So I'm writing a Northern-based love story.
Wow, that's really, that's refreshing, honestly. And I feel like this is what I hear from other people in general. The media is very problematic in that it reduces people to problematic stereotypes, and it doesn't really tell the truth about the kindness and the generosity and the complexities of human beings, right? So speaking of representation, right? I would say like representation matters is one of the most popular slogans we hear these days. How do you feel Black men with longer hair are actually portrayed in the media?
So I think there isn't even like enough portrayal of Black men with long hair or going Afro hair. And when it is done, it is most times done as this person is rebellious, or this person is irresponsible, or this person is a tout. Like, it's not, I don't think I've seen a Nigerian movie that portrays a man who genuinely cares about his hair, and he's a normal, regular guy who has a proper career, has a life, and all of those. It's often when they want to go very dramatic and say, oh, this person is without, or this person is a fashionista, or this person is rebellious. I'm a everyday guy. I'm a writer. I show up in places. So it feels very weird when I don't see everyday simple people with full hair, grown hair, long hair portrayed in the media as very simple people or everyday people or people who genuinely care about their hair. It's always if he has an afro or if he has his braids, then he's probably a playboy or he's probably irresponsible or like all of those stereotypes is what like the constant portrayal of what at least I can speak for the Nigerian movie space.
Yeah.
And I genuinely want to see like characters who they are not over the board people, like genuinely normal people who just have hair and
they're not doing the
do
most.
good things. Yeah. Like it doesn't have to be when he has hair is effeminate or is like it doesn't have to be that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think
it would be really nice to see a film where it's really about like I know I've seen a documentary. I think I'll give a shout out to Shavala. She's my friend that made a documentary about her. But yeah, but
what's
women.
the title of the documentary though?
I can't remember. I remember seeing it at a film festival. Okay. I'll ask her and see if she wants to like have a conversation with you.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the images like black hair, cool, all those African hairstyles. So there's that portrayal, but it doesn't always cover male. And when it does, it's portrayed over the board as something else. But I do enjoy that when it comes to high school movies, we get a balance of that, right?
Yeah.
We get like, which is also, it can also, in the defense of the Nigerian industry, it also maybe speaks to the cultural reality of the time and the place. Because, again, it's not nobody's going to encourage their children to keep full hair at a young age or when they are still in secondary school and all that. Yeah. So maybe that just spills into maturity that when you grow up, starts up as an act of rebellion for you before it becomes an act of expression. So maybe that's what has seeped into how it is portrayed in the media too. Because I think the standard poster boy for most movies is clean cut, low fade, which is great. Yeah. But I think one of the movies I watched and I saw like a reflection of myself is an animation, Intergalactic, where I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
You should see it. It's on Netflix. It's really good.
Okay.
Intergalactic, yeah, about this artist who has this really cool hair and all that.
Oh, and by the way, you're going to share the name of your friend's documentary so that I can add it to the description and people can go check it out.
Okay, I'll ask her. That's fine.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah, no, I feel like, it's what you said about people just seeing men in the media with hair and associating it with extremes is so real. But it's good that we have people like you. You're writing stories so you can start changing our perception about people with hair, like men with long hair, right?
Yeah.
So then another slightly related question that I have for you is, what conversations about masculinity, culture, and hair are missing in the media?
So the biggest one would be, I don't see enough conversation about men being vulnerable enough to like say, oh, keeping hair for me is we need to understand that masculinity is not about acting tough. By being tough, there's a certain standard that is expected of a serious man or a tough man, which is what should be generalized. Like there's a certain way they expect you to show up as a man that would now. I've heard somebody joke about, oh, if I get married, you or your wife, who going to take care of the hair pass? And that's like, so what that translates to is, if I want to be a husband that should be respected, I should not be keeping hair. And that's the very insane way of like reducing the idea of masculinity to that I have to look a certain way to be treated or respected as a man. And sometimes it also cuts across the older generation, which I totally understand their perception. It takes a moment for them to adjust that, oh, this guy actually has his life together and he's serious about his life. So yeah, I think my mom, even though now she has accepted my hair, she still tells me about it being.
How much of a struggle did she go through to accept your hair, by the way?
I think right now it's still a she has what she has to say about my hair. Like every time she sees me, she's like, oh, please don't cut his hair, please. So you can look like a gentleman. And it comes from a place of fear. When police see you, they'll arrest you, because of your hair and all of those things. But I've kept it now for like 3 years, and I've been able to navigate through all of it. And the more she sees that, oh, this doesn't really define anything, and she's come to accept it more. But I don't think my dad hasn't seen my hair in a while. So he doesn't even know what the full Afro look is like. The last time he saw my hair, it was tolerable because it was all back. But I don't think, I can't even imagine what his expression will be like when he sees my full hair. He knows, my mom describes it to him, but he doesn't quite know what it looks like when you see it. So he doesn't think it's a problem, but I'm looking forward to traveling soon and seeing his reaction. But I know it's going to be totally dramatic.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I was thinking you're already preparing like a presentation on how you can help, soften his acceptance towards your Afro. But at least it's good that you have a sense that he might be quite open, right? And not very resistant towards seeing you in Afro.
Yeah, true. But one thing is for certain is, he's going to say what he wants to say, but he's still going to accept it. That's just
wow. Well, it is what it is. So we're going to move to things that are a bit more playful, right? And I guess some form of reflection, essentially. So I have a fun question for you. If your hair had a personality, what would it be?
So can I streamline this to maybe like a film character or like a story character? Or...
Whatever works for you.
I'll describe my hair as the sunlight. It would be, I like the idea of seeing my hair like Odysseus of Ithaca.
I don't know what that is, by the way.
Was a Greek, it's one of the great Greek mythology. Christopher Nolan is making a film called The Odyssey.
Okay.
Which is about the journey of Odysseus back to his Ithaca after like a long war. But the goal is, Odysseus is a character that embodies wisdom, because right from birth as a teenager, he was taken under his wing by Athena, who is the goddess of war and wisdom, and the art of war. So what that means for Odysseus, he's often described as the most, as the wisest war strategist and all of that. So why that applies to my hair is my hair feels like it has a it has a layer of its own that is heavily grounded in its own meaning, which is the biggest idea of to be free and whatever it takes to be free. So when Odysseus goes to this, you can check it out. It's a really cool story. When he goes to fight this really long war and he has to head back home, a journey that is supposed to be a couple weeks takes another long years because he has to go through a lot of these troubles with some of the gods and his fallout with Athena and all of that. So he spends a long time trying to get home to his wife, his true love, Penelope. So for me, my hair is like that. The tribulations are there, the crazy days, the sick days, the days where the headache is crazy and all that. But the good thing is, you know that your hair represents something for you. And that's something, the bigger picture of it is way more beautiful than anything else.
Wow, that is such a fascinating response. Very deep, I have to say. Okay, so aside from hair and work, what actually keeps you grounded?
Hair and work, what keeps me grounded? I think the core of everything I do is the quiet observation of life. I really like the quiet observation of life. It's what makes me the kind of creative that I am. The idea of simple things make the most complex art. Simple things being poetry, being music, being literature, being quiet observation of people walking in a bus stop, people having conversation. It's desire to understand that the simple things, the things that every people can easily ignore. If you really dive into the study of it, it makes for the greatest complexity of art and understanding the human nature. So that for me is where I find my grounding as a creative. That I'm not trying to be sucked into the illusion of aesthetics, but in the simplicity of what it means to be a human first. So that's what makes me really grounded.
Wow, that's really interesting. So for you, grounding means being present, being observant. Yeah.
Being observant.
Wow, I think that is so important, honestly. I think that's so important. It's easy to get so carried away with the noise of life, right? And it's usually paying attention to the little things that we tend to find meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So, since we're winding down, and I think this is my last question, Emmanuel. I wanted to know, so you did mention that you're working on a northern Nigerian love story. What else is next for you creatively?
Okay, so that means like what I'm working on actively currently.
Yes.
So I've done film for a while. I'm trying to go back to my first love, which is theater, stage.
Okay.
So I'm working on a play currently. It's satire. Because my view on it is artists should reflect the reality of their time. So I'm trying to do a political satire. So I'm currently writing a play. hopefully to stage before the end of the year.
Wow. You sound like a very, very busy man.
I'm trying my best.
Actually, you are very busy. It was almost impossible to try to interview you to start with. So, yeah, well, keep it up.
Thank you.
Keep it up. And you know what? Thank you so much, Emmanuel. It's been such a pleasure talking to you. I appreciate the fact that you're willing to share your hair journey, your experiences, and your reflections with us.
Thank you. Had a great time talking about my hair. And like I said, this is the first time I've had the chance to talk about what my hair means to me. And it feels really good.
And I'm glad we're the first people to actually share your hair story.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So, guys, if you've enjoyed this episode, go ahead and share it with your people, share it with your brothers, your son, or any man in your life who's exploring the possibility of growing his natural hair. I also wanted to ask Emmanuel, how can people find you?
Oh, I am Story Priest on Instagram. Yeah, that's the only one I use.
Okay, awesome.
Instagram. Story Priest on Instagram.
Okay, so you've heard that. If you want to reach out to Emmanuel, check him out on Instagram at Story Priest. And as usual, we'd love to hear your hair stories. Send a mail to utkinhair@gmail.com or DM us at UTK Podcast. One more thing, we would appreciate your rating wherever you get your podcast. Thanks. I remain your host, Ganiat. Catch you on the next episode of Unraveling the Knots.